It's unfortunate that I do think with how a lot of women we were raised, aside from always, being told to not be too aggressive, always be polite, always be nice, don't be too much of a bitch. There's all those things. But then we're also in a weird way raised where women compete with one another and they don't even realize that's almost internalized. So that's why a lot of times women end up not liking each other. But I think it also has to do with, I grew up, I'm going to say ugly because, beauty is subjective. But I grew up as a very awkward kid, and it took me a long time to get into my looks. So I never focused around my looks. Right. And even to this day, my confidence doesn't stem from my looks. So that's where I don't, if I wake up and I feel ugly, I'll still be confident.
So let's talk about the confidence thing. You did an episode talking about how to be confident, and you didn't cover looks in your suggestions. You didn't talk about that at all. And looks are obviously something that all of us think about. We all dress ourselves, we do our hygiene, or we do our makeup, or we do our hair. What you look like and how you present to the world does matter. And sometimes you're uncomfortable with it, and that can affect your confidence, which is perfectly reasonable. We all have ridiculous standards that we're supposed to achieve. But I agreed with your steps for confidence. And one of the things that really resonated with me, and you should go listen to her episode on it, it's very good, is how you talk to yourself. Because so often we sort of brush over, we are our own biggest hater. We are so mean to ourselves. And I've noticed this as a habit now. I will take, as we all do, 7,000 pictures, right? I'll take 7,000 pictures in this one outfit. We scroll through all of them. We're like, ugly, ugly, ugly. Maybe we pick one that we like. And that's a habit. And sometimes I'll have this whole shoot at whatever I'm at, and I'm like, I don't like any of these pictures, I'm not posting them. And I'll go back 6 months later and look at this raw photo that was taken, and I'm like, oh my God, I looked so cute that night. What the fuck was wrong with me? Why was I nitpicking everything that I had going on? And we are so hard on ourselves, and that is a big part of confidence.
Well, because there's scientific research behind this of how our brains functions, and how we talk to ourselves really does end up becoming our reality, because how we talk to ourselves become our thoughts. So if I'm going to keep making, because sometimes you meet someone, they make loads of jokes like, yeah, I'm such a loser, I'm such this and this, nobody likes me, blah, blah. They go home to sleep at night and their thoughts start circling around. Their thoughts are like, yeah, when I said nobody loves me, everyone else agreed. They nod. They didn't disagree with me. Oh yeah, actually, now that I think about it, my mom never loved me. Now that I think about it, that's probably why I got fired from this job. So now your thoughts are sinking into your body, which then goes into your actions, and then it becomes your reality. So it does really make a difference. We are our number one biggest hater. But then I also say our second biggest hater we need to be careful of is our environment. Because sometimes you think your partner, you're like, I found the love of my life, my partner, and you realize 15 years later, I've been living with my biggest hater in the same home. This man hates me, or this woman hates me. So their environment is also a very important thing that we should be aware of. Our friends, sometimes, you don't have a choice. You can't leave your house or the work that you're working, but you should be aware that a lot of times, no matter how strong you believe that you are, even the strongest person will eventually break around people that if every single day they tell you that you're not enough, that you are nothing, eventually you're going to start to believe those people. And they will break you if you don't have a strong enough foundation of yourself and who you are.
And sometimes it's not overt. There are abusive situations where it's clearly this person is trying to break you, and they are very obviously making very front-facing steps to try and deteriorate your confidence and your self-worth. It's the microaggressions and the tiny little things. You see this in a friend who you get really excited about something and they kind of downplay it for no reason at all, or your family members aren't as excited for you or as supportive as they should be for a normal thing, not even a big thing. They're just kind of cutting little things. Your partner is like, maybe you should wear something different. It doesn't, those tiny things get into your subconscious and then start to your point, they become a part of who you are. They become a part of your DNA. As you were saying that, I was thinking of this person that I know who is morbidly insecure. It is so uncomfortable to be around them. They're an incredibly beautiful person. Hair is always perfect. Skin is perfect. Tall, gorgeous.
Well, looks doesn't mean confidence.
But this is the point. Like, no one would think that she is this insecure. And all she does is talk about how ugly she is, how sad she is, how her hair looks terrible today. Like, she's constantly talking bad about herself, to the point that she did this in a room full of women that were older. And there's nothing wrong with being older, but the point of this is she walked in as this gorgeous model of a person, like shining light of a person, and kept talking bad about herself, to the point where you notice the other women in the room kind of getting irritated with the level of negativity that she was pouring out. Because it's like, listen, you check a lot of boxes that a lot of other people would love to check, and you're kind of in a way insulting us by how low you're being about yourself. So how you talk about yourself is crazy important in the environment, but you have to watch the environment, because you can control how you talk to yourself, but you can't control how other people talk to you. So you have to protect yourself.
Well, you can choose the information that you process, but I will say, I forgot who said this, and it always stuck with me, is that a negative person, if you're around a negative person for long enough, a negative person will be able to bring down a happy person to their level. But the scary part is that no matter how happy you are, you will not be able to bring up a negative person if they don't want to be brought up.
No.
So that's why it's so important who you surround yourself with, because no matter how happy you are, if you're around this negativeness, disease, to me, it's like a disease. If you're around that long enough, it will bring you down, or you just have to kind of set your boundaries. But one thing, when I did my episode about confidence, my recent episode, one thing that I learned that was really interesting when I gave the different, I think I gave 5 things that people can do to start becoming more confident. One of them was that confident people, research shows that confident people process information differently than insecure people. They have a choice to decide to take the information that you're giving me and make something different off of it. And that means, for example, if I'm feeling insecure, let's say I gain a few pounds and I'm putting on an outfit and I go out and somebody goes, "Oh, cute outfit." If I'm in a negative state of mind, then I'm not going to process your compliment as a compliment. I'm going to think, was she being sarcastic? Right. Was she being rude? Is she being a bitch? Like, is she making fun of me? That's not nice. Like, oh my God, I just want to go home. I want to take this off. Like, screw this bitch. You know? That's how I'm going to process that information, because I'm in a negative state of mind. Versus when you're confident and feel good about yourself, oh, that's a cute outfit. Thanks. I know. Somebody gives me a dirty look. Oh, well, they must be jealous because I look good as shit right now. And one of the things that I said in my confidence episode towards the end, the 5th part, is that I said everyone's a loser. And what I mean by that is not in a way that I'm better than everyone else, because the ego, you can't win with that. The ego is your biggest enemy. It means that when you realize that everyone's a loser, me and you as well, I'm a loser, everyone else is a loser, you remove people from the pedestal that you've been putting them on. And when you have no one to impress, you can just live your life the way you're meant to live your life.
Right.
Like, none of these people actually matter. Like, I genuinely do not give a shit if someone laughs in my face or laughs at something I'm doing or telling me that something is cringe, because unless you are paying my bills, you are not going to be living rent-free in my mind.
At all. And that's hard to do, though. It is hard to do. And it's a constant affirmation, because we get downloaded with so much stuff on social media and everywhere we go that you're not good enough, and you don't have the right car, and you don't have the right clothes, and you don't have the right haircut, and you're not skinny enough, or you don't have the right ass, or you don't have the right tits, or you wear too much makeup, or you don't wear enough makeup, or your skin isn't clear enough. It's constant. So you have to really, to your point, have a foundation in yourself. But I was just talking about this weekend with one of my friends about how, like, none of this fucking matters. Like, we just went through a really crazy time in Los Angeles, and it put a lot of things in perspective just on the things that we own, like what's important to us that we even own. And none of this matters. Like, what matters is your happiness. And that applies to so many things, whether it is work, whether it is your friendships, whether it's your confidence, whether it is dating. We drag things out to be so much bigger than they are. But the thing is, we all do it. And then we shame ourselves for doing it. But the point of it is like, the more you put people on pedestals or look at someone else's life, and comparison was one of the things that you said was really bad for confidence also, because you're comparing something that's not real. You don't know what is going on in someone else's life. You don't know why this person is telling you that you need to achieve this. It doesn't matter. It's about what the fuck you want. And you are never going to please everyone. Everyone is, no matter how fucking perfect you are or you think you are, somebody is going to come and try and fuck your shit up, because that's not what it's supposed to be. Everyone is not supposed to like you.